My reading. I gotta get my reading voice on, I guess, but I can't. I don't feel good enough. Okay, so my time in another world, a review of Star Citizen by that one guy Nordical. That's that's a nice title, man. A long, long time ago, in a desert far, far away, I was browsing computer games online. The year was 2012, and I was deployed. Is it sensitive? Is this sensitive stuff for you, man, or Nordic? Well,
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna ask you if something was bothering you, but then I was like, oh, never mind. His
Oh,
mic's muted, so it
oh,
doesn't matter.
oh. I wanted you to read it to yourself, not to me.
But I have to. My Because all the words look jumbled up to me.
Oh,
I have problems, I guess.
no, no, it's okay. I didn't know. I was trying to. I was watching a YouTube thing, and it's like you and that, and it got a little overwhelming sound wise. So,
I found out that it's easier for me if I I don't know, act weird about it than if I actually legitimately try to read it to myself because all the words start blurring and I get cross-eyed and stuff. So if I can't read it seriously or else I can't keep reading it. Like it'll physically hurt my eyes. I don't know why, but that's just something that's been happening to me since I've been dealing with all these problems, especially lately. Probably because I ain't been eating as well.
Microphone muted.
A fellow soldier had brought up this cool-looking game that was in production, and that it might be something I should look at, so I did. It was still just not out yet, so I put my email on the mailing list to hope to be told when it would be released. Jump forward 6 years to 2018. I had all but forgot about the game and figured it had been dropped. And a friend on Instagram talking about it was like, well, I guess the game didn't get canceled after all. We were talking about the state of the game and if it had been released yet, found out that it had not. And that it was only in alpha, which made me a little apprehended to start. Because what game takes this long and still isn't released? Waited a few weeks to try the free fly. So I could try out the alpha for free before sinking any money into getting a game that still hasn't been released after 6 years. Fight, Trade, Explorer, Universe awaits. Imagine a universe that combines the freedom of exploration, the thrill of combat, and the unique challenge of building a life in space. Star Citizen puts ultimate control in the hands of the player, whether you're making your way as a cargo hauler, exploring your vastness of space, or scraping out living outside the law. You will navigate through a mixture of procedurally generated and handicrafted words and interacts with a variety of characters. I guess that's supposed to be a quote. Yeah, that's a quote. It's supposed to be from the website. The main strengths of the game are graphics, scale of space, and physics. The graphics are above and beyond sale of everything in its current state is huge. It is only a singles currently, and they're going to be releasing a second one. Our long-term plan is to have one or more galaxies. So a lot of stuff. Each of which you could travel, hunt creatures and bounties, mine for or salvage refuges. Physics are great. The effects of space or atmosphere in your ships or yourself, hot, cold, rain, radiation, vacuum, space, all kinds of other effects from elements in the physics. The main weakness of the product or film are the time it has taken to make, with no projected release, new and old bugs with every new patch, and minimal character customization. As I write this review, the game has been in production for 8 years and still only in alpha state. He Nordic says of working, but I'd say no, barely working. They've raised to date $300 million to produce the game, and it's about 10 times what most of the games cost to make. Bugs, bugs, bugs. Some come, some go, come back. With every patch, it's like a dice roll on what bugs will be there. The worst one during my testing playing was dreaded 30k. This bug was a server-side bug. Servers to crash on average. I could play for maybe a few minutes or 30. And there are elevators not working, which would cause people to get stuck and not be able to use them, which could make it so you couldn't get to your ships at some landing zones. Then we come to the minimal character customization. Currently, you can do minimizing customization, which is limited to color, hair, style. There is no customization of the character's body, not even how tall. Due to this, it feels like everyone is a cookie cutter. So in summation, I think the game has a lot of potential, but there are a lot of things that need improving on. Would I recommend it? Yes. But truthfully, in its current state, the pros and cons and where I see it going.
Microphone activated.
Okay, Nordic. I've read this. Are you proud of me, Nordic?
Yeah, you read it.
Mm-hmm. I would I would say it's, toward the end you said something about it um being in its working state, but I'd say it's barely working. Their servers are so messed up. Like they can't even handle
Well,
basic stuff.
so we got to remember from when when I started playing till now, it's changed. The server stability. If you think the server stability is not stable, but in comparison to when I first played, when we had
I didn't even know. I didn't even know
you
your
might be able to
review.
you might be able to get into the game and have 5 minutes of playtime, and then you get a 30k, and everybody on that server would.
That still happens.
But I mean, it was every
I
not
didn't.
like
I don't know how
once
long you
in a
wrote
while. It
that, but I
was
thought it was current. That's how much that stuff's still going on.
yeah, but like the 30k specifically, where the whole server would go down.
Like,
Where
yeah, that still happens.
every time you connected to a server, it wasn't a matter of if it was going to happen. That connection, it was
Yes.
long
Yeah.
before the server goes to 30k. And they've come and gone. You get 30ks, then they release a patch and they fix the 30ks, and then they
They
release
never
another
fixed it
patch
though.
and they add a bunch of stuff in because we had a period before you had started right before you had started playing. That we had a period of like nobody got 30ks. 30ks were gone.
From the whole
If they
time
had
that
fixed,
I've been
they
playing,
had done a
it's
they had done a
always been
fix.
consistent.
They
30Ks.
had done they had done a bunch of add-ins and optimizations and stuff, and 30ks were gone. I mean, I could get on and I could play for
Yeah.
6 to 8 hours with a group of people, and we wouldn't have to worry about 30k. And then they released another patch, added in some extra stuff, and something in that patch the servers didn't like, and caused a bunch of the bugs to reappear. But it was, they went in like, oh hey, we knew where the issue was before, and they went in and looked, and they're like, oh, it's not there, it's somewhere else now. Because this new whatever we added in is causing a conflict somewhere in the server structure, and it's not where it was before. Now it's somewhere else because things are not happy with each other in programming, so they had to go find those. They fix them and have some semi-stable server where you could be on there for like an hour or two, and then they would crash, which was still better than like a 5 or 10 minute game. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I haven't played in 6 months or so.
Yeah, I didn't even know that review is that old because a lot of that stuff still happens.
No, I mean, I just
Between
wrote
the
it,
past two
based
patches,
based
between the
on my
past,
experience of
between the
Firewall,
patch
so.
and a half that I've been a part of for a few months, 30Ks have been a constant thing, and the servers get worse depending on how many people's on it. So if you play a server that's got
And
nobody on it, which I have several times, the game you get you get a lot more frames, you get functionality and other things. But when you play with a server with at least 30 people, everything just starts falling apart. It's like a train wreck. Just slow. You just watch it progress until the 30K.
Yeah, one of the big gripes, I didn't put it in there, but one of the big gripes that I had
Mm-hmm.
first started playing, you could start at Port All-Star. You could start at PO. Like brand new to the game, you could choose to start at the space station, which meant you didn't have the city lag, you didn't have any of that. You had an opportunity to like actually get in, get a ship, and get into space
And get
easily.
lost.
Well, just get into a ship and get into space easily.
Yeah.
Well, a couple months after I had started, they changed it and they got rid of PO as a starting location. And it's like you have to start in one of the big cities, and it's like that right there caused a lot of people to not be able to play for a while because it was
I'm one of them. I'm one of them.
I'm yeah. I that's the other reason why I don't do like cargo runs and stuff, because 90% of the time, whatever cargo run you're doing, whatever
Take to the city
of the cargo loop is going to take you to a city, and I'm like, no, like my computer's not bad, but like
it's the game mainly. It's the game that's bad.
I can't handle going to the cities, and I know people like you said, like Seth, like people who have high computers and they have the same similar issues. It's not that my computer's bad. It's just the optimization isn't there in the cities because they're focusing on releasing more ships instead of optimizing the game and getting more of the stuff into the game to continue to finish and optimize the structure of the game.
Out of all the people that I've met, the ones that claim to have no issues are the ones that only hang out in space. And they don't mention that. They're like, oh, I have no issues. I run it perfectly because I got a good computer. And it's like, do you ever go to a city? No, you stupid? I'm like, well, there you go.
They fly around in space. They go to like PO to refill and stuff, if they do that at all.
Yeah, I fell through the building in Area 18 and I found a bunch of fully rendered ball turrets just randomly floating around in the buildings. It's like, that's what the fuck?
That's the thing. It's like, there's stuff going on, and that's one of the things that causes a lot of people to have that extra lag and shit inside the cities, is because the game for some reason is rendering and putting in things out of your visual sight in game. You as from your character's point of view can't see it, but in the background the computer is running it and rendering it, rendering that it's there.
That was one of my first complaints about the game. I've noticed
all this extra load on the system, and it could just be as simple as like, hey, when they did an update, they were adding something, and maybe they were adding maybe those ball turrets or turret pieces or whatever were supposed to be in like one of the shops or whatever, well, whatever designer, artist, software person, whatever that was putting them in, made a couple, made a bunch of, was making them, was like, oh, it's not, why is it not coming in? Why is it not coming in? Or he like, instead of deleting it, he like moved it out of the way, and now there's this pile of them in a certain area because he kept moving. Like, oh, that I can't get it positioned right. It's not acting right, so I'll just move it out of the way and bring another one in and see if I can position a new one. And so now there's like a bunch of, because I had that one time. There was like a bunch of rifles. Just I fell through it, like it was trying to go into an elevator, and instead of going into the elevator, I fell, and I fell past. It probably was like 100 and something just different rifles sitting there. I'm just like, I don't think those are supposed to be there. So, but that's the thing. That's what you guys are always like, oh, come play, and I'm like, I've dealt with all the issues you guys are dealt with, and
People that blindly just blindly prop things up have a problem, and it's more than one problem because there's sunk cost fallacy problems too.
Yeah, but I'm just like, okay, yeah, I understand you guys and you want to play and you want to try to see if you can do stuff, and I'm like, I've already done.
There's just not much to do, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like when you guys ask to play, and I'm like, I've already done everything in game that you can do right now. I've tested it out. I've seen what I like and what I dislike right now. I've flown pretty much every ship that's available in game. I've been on one as either a crew member or a pilot.
Yeah.
The only thing I haven't gone now that Crusader, you can actually go to Crusader. I haven't gone to Crusader, but it's a city. I don't go to cities, so.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the problem.
Nothing new in the game right now.
I just need to warn you about something I just remembered, man. So there's a problem. When they added that new Crusader thing, it forces you to spawn there. You don't get the option. So yeah, I forgot about that. And
that's the thing.
And then when they added that last patch that they just came out with, they reset it to force you to spawn there again.
Yeah, so I'm just like, oh, that's gonna happen. I don't really care about checking out Orison, which is the city in Crusader or whatever. So I'm just like, I've done everything. Yeah, I understand you guys are still trying to like learn how to do things, or just you're trying to have fun in it. But I'm just like, I really don't want to deal with the stress of that's there, because it's like, I know that stuff hasn't been optimized. I know stuff's going to be the same. I know that I'm not going to be able to do stuff, or not going to be able to spawn a ship, or even though my ship's there, but it won't spawn. Or I had one time when I tried to spawn a ship, it ended up.
Hey, I'm gonna move Galahad up. He knows a bit more about what's going on than I do with Star Citizen. Is that okay? Because I'm kind of curious what he thinks. Hey, Galahad.
What's up?
Oh, we're just talking about Star Citizen, and I just wanted to, see what you thought about some of it, because you've been around longer than I have, and Nordic has too. Nordic has talked about how, there was different stuff going on.
Like what?
Yeah. I don't remember.
No, just like so like you guys are always like trying to play and get in, and then I was explaining to like Tio, I was like, I played the alpha for like 2 years and dealt with all the bugs you guys are playing with, plus stuff that's worse. And I know every time like Q asks me, so hey, I'll play with you guys. I'm like, I've been in every ship that's in game. I've gone to every location. I've done every loop that's there. So like the mining loop, the transportation, like transporting either small boxes or large amounts of cargo. Done the hunting, done the exploration. I've gotten a feel for it, but it's very limited right now. So it's like you're going to do the same thing. If you go, you're going to take this mission to go find this. It's going to be the same wreck, or one of 3 wrecks, or whatever. Or whatever's going on. I'm just like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to go into the game knowing that it's in the same state as which I left it, you know, 8, 9,
Well,
10 months ago.
right.
Like,
It's
I don't see a point. I don't see a point until they put something in that I haven't done. Like when they actually get the full medical in or the full salvage stuff in,
well. I'm not sure
then I'll
about
go back
salvage.
in and check it out because
Yeah.
that'll be something new. But right now, like
Well, right
I've
now
dealt,
the
I've
game
dealt
is
with like he was saying like you guys get 30 Ks and I'm like yeah well when we had 30 Ks it was you could join into a server and instantly get a 30K. You could be 5 minutes, it could be 10 minutes. It might be if you're lucky you get a half an hour or an hour.
Yeah, and
And
I
then
told him that that still
done
happens.
they had done I can't remember which patch it was. They had fixed most of that and like I was getting like 6 to 8 hours of gameplay with no 30K. Like 30Ks were non-existent at that point. And then they released more stuff, and that broke the servers. And now that they brought the 30Ks back, and they can't find where they're like, oh well, it's not. It's what was doing it before is not doing it now. It's something else. So now we have to go through all that information, and the fact
right.
that I'm very annoyed that they still are focused on let's release more ships.
Right.
Yeah,
It's like
Well, they.
stop focusing on releasing more
that
ships
that
and
that.
finish out the game.
It's funny you
Yeah.
mention that
Some.
because that brings up the drip feed criticism I have because it aside from them being forced to start making any type of progress for legal reasons, it's just been a big scam up to this point, and they've been
Well, some.
drip feeding stuff and trying to give
The,
showcases so that people will
the
be like,
game is
"Oh, that
pretty
looks neat.
stable.
Let me buy stuff."
Yeah. You see, right now the game is pretty stable. We do get disconnected every now and then. Still an annoyance, but part of it could be my size too. But right now it haven't changed. The mining, the only good thing about mining, you go to the Aron Halo and you really can make good money over there. Trade, forget about trading. It's the same, and if not got worse, because we used to be able to load up. I used to be able to load up at Port Alasar with the agricultural stuff, but now you can't. You buy in sections now. You buy, let's say the Caterpillar holds about 576. They let you buy 100, and then you wait a half an hour to buy another 100. So trading really is out of the question. What else? As
I th-
far as
I think they got
mining,
rid of that one station, didn't they? That one
which
planet
one?
station
Oh
before
yeah,
I
no,
joined.
yeah, they got rid of. Oh shit, which one was that? Oh, I can't
Wasn't
remember
it
the name.
wasn't it Levski? Because
Yeah,
Levski,
Levis.
Levski
Levisky.
Levski was never supposed to be in the Crusader system.
Well, that's what they
Right,
It,
they
claim.
took that away.
it
Yeah,
would
they
no
took it.
the if you look, they had an older star map set up. Levski is one of the outposts or whatever in the Pyro system.
Right, is
So
yeah,
so
they took it
they
there.
removed it because they were going to release Pyro, but then still haven't released Pyro, so they removed Levski and for no reason because you should keep it there if it's an asset in the game that people actually are using. Don't take it out until you're ready to release it into the new
No, actually,
area.
the explanation they gave is that by removing Levisky, would release more memory into the server, and
Which
it did
that's
get a
bullshit.
little
Because
better as far as
what it probably was like, hey, we need to take Levski out so we can put Person in. Because you got to think that all the shit they added on, being actually go to Crusader and everything, all the assets for that
Yeah.
is probably way more than Levski was.
From what Zen told
right.
me, this is another Zen. This is before we met Zen Galahad. He told me that when Levski was around, trading was really good. But that's because they routed everything through Levski area. All the major trade goods and prices. After they got rid of Levski, they never went back and sorted it out. It's just been getting worse, and that's why trading is so terrible right now.
Yeah, I haven't done any trade in a long time. The last trade I did is say, screw this,
The only trading that you
I
can really do is during some events for profit, I heard.
right.
and even
Like
then, it kind of sucks anyway.
right now, the game is being really fun these last few days because they launched the Xenothreat 2. Okay, which is, I don't know if you played the first one, but it's pretty much the same except for the money. I made about 6 million in 3 days, and it's kind of fun. You know, you fight, you do a lot of fighting, which is like a
Yeah,
nightmare.
we all got in a
Like fight,
hammerhead yesterday with our, and we just chilled out
yeah.
on the ball turrets. That was pretty fun.
Let's say they give you like a 25,000 to get started, just to accept the mission and going to the
I made
and
400K.
going to the waypoint. You get there, they give you 25,000. Then every other 5 10 seconds, they give you another 2,000. The clock keep turning, and every time you kill an NPC, you get an extra 6,000. And so the money is really good right now. It's really a lot of fun. That's why I've been playing. Other than that, there is really much
And
changes
see,
since a year
so
ago. You know.
so that I understand like where you're coming from. I am not a combat person. I
Right.
don't well. I don't
I
do well in single small ship or in cruise ship combat. I'm just not a fan of the combat.
You will, right.
I'm
You
waiting
will make,
because I'm going to be a salvager. I'm going to do salvage and
yeah.
refinement and making of
That's
parts
why
and stuff.
that's why Hammer
That's
likes to
what I
get
want to
on
do.
the
But
turrets.
nothing for me to do right now because it's like I can't salvage, can't do medical, I can't do any type of
Well,
support role.
actually, you can if you there is some crashes that happen, and they have this pyro, whatever, some sort of chemical that you have to go and salvage and then deliver. It pays pretty good. I tried once, I couldn't make it. I couldn't climb up there for some reason. You know, I tried the best I
That's
could,
why Hammer
but I
uses.
couldn't
That's
get it.
why Hammer gets on the turrets with us because he doesn't pilot very much.
Right.
But we do.
As far as
Nordic and Hammer and I do a lot of mining.
as far as
Galahad and us. We had a couple of scouts
as
set up
far
running
as
for us at one time.
as far as us fighting right now, you don't need to fight. Actually, you do, but in a way. For instance, like we
You
were on
just
a
accept it
hammerhead
and just chill
yesterday.
out, and then someone else completes it.
Right. You accept it, and that's it. That's all you need to. Okay, you accept it, take your ship, and go to the fighting point. You don't need to fight. As long as you're there, they keep paying you.
Yeah, you
Now,
can
if you do want
leave.
to fight,
You can
if you
leave
do
and
want to
still make
fight,
profit.
right? If you do want to fight, you can join like a hammerhead or a Valkyrie or
Yeah, there's a lot
Andromeda
of
as a
we.
gunner.
Yeah,
You
there's a
know,
few
you
people
re-
that look for people to join when I
right.
did it yesterday.
Basically, they're the ones that doing fighting. You just shooting your target. That's it. Yeah, as long as you're on a team there, you're making money. You're making a lot of money. You know. That's
And see,
what we did.
I
We
don't
had
really
some.
care about
We had some.
making money because I've had I've been in the game long enough that I know that at some point they're going to wipe it, or something. There's going to be a bug that's going to cause you to have to reset and lose stuff. So to
Well,
me,
we do
trying
know
trying to
this.
make
Yes.
trying to make trying to make money, there's no point in it. I have my ships. I have the ships that I would want to play with right now because I don't have my salvage ships because they're not a game yet. So I don't have a
Well,
use.
yeah.
I've got
There
a
is
hundred
there
different
is a salvage
armors. I've
ship.
got all the weapons. I'm just like, what do I have use? Like making money to me right now in that game is like, that's like, you already wiped your ass, but I'm gonna wipe it again, even though it's clean. Or I just took a
Well,
shower,
as far
a
as
shower,
yeah,
wiped my ass. Like, there's no point. I don't need
as,
to. I don't need to
as
earn
far
anything.
as that,
I don't need to
I
stockpile funds because there's a chance that it could go away. There's a chance that during
I
one
don't
of the
care about
next
that stuff either. I just like
one
doing
of the next
stuff
releases.
with
Yeah,
Galahad and
but
everyone.
that's what I was trying to say. Is like, yeah, it would be nice to come play with you guys, but at the same time, it's like I wouldn't really, other than like being there with you guys, which would be the only fun part for me, would be like, oh, I'm in game with you guys, but I
Yeah,
wouldn't really be having any fun doing anything in the game itself other than being there. I'd get bored because of just like I have nothing to do. All I'm doing, you guys could be playing the game, and we could all be in TeamSpeak, and I could talk to you, and it'd be the same thing. I could be in game or I could not be in game, and all I'm gonna do is just find some place to sit down or stand and talk to you guys. So
Well, as
I
far as us
understand.
being a reset and losing all the money, that's gonna happen when they finally, if ever they launch this thing, we're gonna start fresh from zero. Everybody, all the ships that we bought and everything, will be
well,
gone.
all the
You know,
ships that you bought.
By the time that
yeah,
ever happens, I'm not
except
even going to care about none of that stuff anyway.
except the one
I
that you
already
bought
kind of don't
for
anyway.
with the real cash. That's your starter
E-
ship. You keep it,
every
but everything else will be gone.
all my ships were not bought in game. Put it that way.
So whatever ship you bought with the real cash, you get to keep it, of course. But everything else will be gone. So right now, yes, I have a lot of ships, just for the fun of it. Now, as far as like you said, you don't like fighting, but like I said, there are some missions, bounty hunter missions. They pay almost to 100K. You can just to join a Hammerhead or a Valkyrie as a gunner. You know, they'll do the fighting. You just sit there. You share the money with them. It's basically what I'm trying to say. There is no change since a year ago, except for these new events that they put it on right now. Things like that. Like a few days ago, they had the other event, which was I don't even remember anymore. You know, they finished that up. As soon as they finished that up, they put this one on. So just to keep people busy, just to keep people interested in the game, because they know people are losing interest in it. You know. But as far as the Slavic, yes, they moved that over to Pyro, and they are not gonna release Pyro until at least this the Crusader system, the standard system is ready. And I think the biggest mistake they made so far is launch Crusader. To me, that's a disaster. I was there once. Takes me about 20 minutes to get in, and almost double that to get out. Nobody's gonna go there ever again. You guys were there yesterday, right, Warren?
Yeah, it was a pain in the
It's a
ass, but
pain in the
yeah.
ass to get in there. Don't know why they did such a stupid thing. You know, I was there once just to know it. I didn't see nothing new, just a floating city with some new stuff. That's about it. I got out. I was already pissed off because I could never get out of the atmosphere. It took so long that pissed me off. So that's it. I'm never coming back. I think that's the biggest mistake they made. They definitely gonna have to fix that. Otherwise, it's gonna be
Yeah,
a dead planet.
I brought that up to or something in regards to that to Q is like I remember when I started playing, you one of the options starting locations was Port Olisar. You could literally start at PO
Right.
and not have to deal with any cities. And then they released a patch and they took PO out of that option. And it's like so you just made it so everybody has to deal with the lag and garbage of the cities.
Right.
I don't go to cities.
That's
I don't go to cities specifically for that reason because they're non-optimized and it's just I'm gonna crash or I'm gonna fall through something or a train's not gonna be running properly. Like I've been stuck on trains. It's like I get on the train, it moves me somewhere, but then when I get to the other end, there's like a ghost train there. So
I told Nordic how
the train that I'm on, the doors open, but then the ghost train doors are closed, so I can't get out. And my train
oh
turns
yeah,
into the ghost train, and I can't get off a train. And like, okay, so the only option I have is to log out, and then try to log back in to play with my friends. And oh, the server's full, and now I can't play with them.
yeah. That happened to me too.
well,
I
sometimes
mean,
the servers
you
aren't
know,
even full and they just report that they are too. That happens too.
yeah, that happened to me. But I must say one thing about that. I used to avoid to go to New Babbage because of the damn train. Always got stuck on the damn train. This time I had no choice because I want to buy a weapon and they only sell over there. So I took my chances and I was amazing. I still had a lot of lag, a lot of frame drop because of the graphics. I have a cheap graphic card,
I told
but the
Nordic how
train actually worked.
I told
The
Nordic about
train actually
how
worked.
I told Nordic about how every patch they keep resetting your spawn location to that new place.
Well, actually, they have a four now, and basically, I think they just want to keep that way. They have a Crusader, Babbage, Microtech. I mean,
No, what I mean is like
Hardcore.
Okay, so when the update hit, it started me at the Orisario or whatever the hell the place is called.
Or similar.
Well, they updated it with another patch, and it reset me right back there. So with the last two patches, it keeps resetting me there.
Right. Well, I didn't have a problem with the patch. I started. I had the choice to start whatever I wanted. I pick Lorryville because I have the least problem in Lorryville. So other than that, I uh, New Babbage too much frame drop for me. R Corp for some reason I don't do too bad there. For some reason I don't
I
do
think
bad
I
at all.
think I think out of like all the locations,
I like New
that
Babbage the best. It's easier to
that one
navigate.
is.
There's not so much bullshit going on inside of it.
I think ArtCorp's the one that has had the most optimization done to it,
Right.
I
other than
don't.
Microtech, because Microtech was when they released Microtech,
I disagree about the art court thing.
they had already done more optimization to Microtech than they had done to any of the other ones.
Uh
But
huh.
from the original set, ArtCorp was ArtCorp was the most stable out of the original 3 or 4 landing places that we had. And
Right.
they took away PO, added, well, other than Levski. Levski was super stable, but that's Levski.
Right. For
They took
some
away
re-
PO as a landing spot and gave it to Microtech.
yeah. For some reason I never had any problem. I still drop my frame,
I have a
my
harder
frame
time in
rate,
art court than I do New
but I
Babbage.
still it still moves. But I avoid New Babbage completely. And Crusader now they show me once and that will be it. First of all, huge drop frame in there. Second of all, takes too long to get in. I think it's what 70 kilometers to get in there, and it takes like a good 15, 20 minutes. And then to get out, it seems that the atmosphere is so heavy, the ship takes forever to get out. So I don't know. They'll have to do something.
Oh, you mean
But
the that new one? Yeah, that new
yeah,
one in Crusader, they make you fly really high before they let you jump out of it, and it pisses me off.
yeah. You have to go as far as 170,000 meters
For
before
me, it
you
was 200,000.
200,000, right?
For me,
You
it
know,
was,
that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
but
Makes
I
no
might have read
sense.
it wrong. So you're probably right. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Anyway, it's still there is some
But
fun to I try to avoid. I go out mining and I go on my walks sometimes.
yeah,
Just for the heck of it.
once you leave it, you can avoid it, and it's not so bad as the cities because it's floating in a void, so it's not so bad. It's still glitchy, but oh,
Yeah,
that's right.
a lot of glitch.
We're gonna have to talk about that bullshit cloud stuff they're trying to sell because that's related. It's covered by those new cloud effects that are just stupid, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think I've seen a lot of changes since I started playing this game just a little over a year ago now, and I've seen a lot of changes. And it looks to me that every time they change something, they mess something else. I don't
Yeah,
know if they
that's what I was
take the
saying. Like,
memory.
oh, we fixed this. Oh, now we. That's what's
Right,
saying. They used to do like, oh, here we release a patch, and it fucks some shit
right,
up. Then the next patch
right.
would be them fixing the stuff that got fucked up to make it stable again. And we'd have
Yeah,
stable
because
until the following patch. Now it seems like it's just, hey, we're releasing this. Shit's fucked up. Hey, release this. It kind of fixed this, but now it caused this to be an issue. Now we fixed this, but it caused this to be an issue. They stopped the optimization, stopped the fix, the higher fix, and just been like, here's a stopgap that kind of fixes an issue, but we're going to add these 12 other things that are going to cause more of an issue.
I start to believe that it's a pretend stopgap at this point because it's just so ridiculous. It just gets out there, you know.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't have much to do. That's why I play. You know. I'm still having
I've been
fun
trying to
on,
get
on
Galahad to do other stuff with us too, so he can take a break because it's stressful.
No, the reason for that is very easy. I want to learn the mechanics of the game, you know,
And
and that's why
you
I
were
play.
yeah, you were complaining about something before when they changed something, and I was trying to tell you, it was like from because I played with somebody that had been playing since 2012. That was what in game they consider a whale because literally he had probably $15,000 or $20,000 worth of ships, like real money ships. Like he had
Oh,
the F8 or F9, whatever that like the
the
fighter,
89,
fighter that cost like $5,000 or $10,000. He had so much stuff, right? Um, and he was saying like from when he started playing to now, like they used to have a really good combat system, and then they keep changing the combat system, and it's thrown a lot of people off because they're adding way too much stuff into it, and then you're having to relearn
right.
and having to relearn and having to relearn. Oh, we're gonna take this out of the combat. We're gonna add this into the combat. We're gonna change how the ships fly. We're gonna change speeds of thrusters. We're gonna change this. We're gonna change that. And it's just like people are like, okay, I'm done. If I'm having to every 2 or 3 months having to relearn how to fly the same ship because you've changed it so much that it no longer flies any any
Right.
any any like at all like any of the other ships. The flight characteristics completely change. You're making it unplayable. You're making it to the point where people are not going to want to play. And these are people who like he played with it, but they're all like $5,000 or $10,000 into the game, have full flight setups, pedals, double sticks, throttles, switch boxes. Like they invested tons of time and money into it, and they're just like, I can't. I tried to go do the combat, and it's just it doesn't do it anymore. And my buddy Clutch, he was ranked in the top like 3 or 4 of uh, fighter pilots for the game. Like they did because they had done some tournaments and stuff. He was at the top. Like he pretty much could outfly pretty much anybody in the game in a fighter. And he just got to the point too. He's like, I'm done. He sent me one of his flight sticks. I think he sold his other one, got rid of his pedals. He just was like, I'm done. He sold off all of his ships because he's like, I'll come back when it's released. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna get rid of everything. And maybe when they finally release and I buy a start from the scratch, or I think he kept his starter pack so he can come back. So he's like, I'll have my starter pack base ship. I'll wait how many ever years it's going to take him to finish the game, and then I'll come back and I'll start off at the base because at least then I know that the flight characteristics and combat system and everything else will be set. They're not going to fuck with it anymore, and then I can learn it and get back to the point I was at. Because by then, 2, 3, 4 years from now, who knows how long it's going to take them to finish the game?
If they
He's like,
finish it.
no, he's like,
If they
yeah,
ever finish,
the
right?
controllers I have now are top of the line, but they're not going to be top of the line at that point. They're going to have even better controllers then. So I'll just get rid of my stuff and I'll get new controllers when the time comes to actually play the game.
You see, they cannot finish this game anytime soon because as long as they keep on alpha or even beta,
They keep
that's money
drinking in the
coming in.
money. These guys are
Right.
trillionaires. Remember this. They can
Yes.
literally just
It's
walk
not.
away.
It's not. They are not trillionaires. The total the total money that they've taken in from all sources up to this date is only $300 million.
Yes. 300 million. Yes.
Not a trillion, 300 million.
No, no,
Not
no.
even
That's
a
how much
billion.
they might have put into the game, but their
No,
company
no, no.
has
That's
made the most money in any other game.
they have been very open about their earnings, and they were required to because there was an issue. Somebody had done it, something like, hey, where's the money going, kind of thing, and they got a court order, or whatever, and then they have to go, hey, this is how much money we've gotten from Kickstarter. This is how much money we get from um, people buying ships on the market. This is how
The
much we
supporters.
get. This is how much we've gotten from T-shirts and mouse pads and all that. Like they have to they were required to be upfront with all their earnings. So they you do that. You can also look on like Glassdoor and see how much their people make. And I can't remember if they listed how many employees they have. I think they had to. But then you go like, oh well, they have had these many employees every year.
They've also bought warehouses too, and
well,
some mansions.
Okay, Chris Roberts buying it is different than the company buying it. And the company hasn't bought it. Chris Roberts
Him
might have
getting
bought
it personally
Chris,
from the
Chris,
company.
Chris,
It
see, I've
goes to
not
him.
heard
He
about
pays
that.
himself.
Well, he's the
Anyways,
CEO of the company. You have
but you
to
also understand, like
I know, but the
money
point
that
is
he
that the
has,
money they're spending on the game isn't as much as that they have available. Like, there's a lot of things I've been seeing that over time that baffled me. It's like you could just get someone to help you. You can hire
well, no,
someone,
they
a
did.
specialist, to sort out some of these things, but they're not.
They just hired
They're only doing the bare minimum they can to
no
get away
they
under
just
the
hired
radar.
they just hired another company in, I want to say it was England or somewhere in Europe, to start producing the rest of the planets for the other systems. Like that's that company's only job. Here, these are the planets we need. Make them. So
Yeah, they've been doing a bit more lately because they've been issued a threat of legal action.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
But
So
even then,
they're
they're
very
still trying to
upfront.
make it by bare minimum
But if you actually take
because
into account,
they've been making it
do
rich
your own
off that.
research. Don't look at all the articles and stuff. Do the research yourself. Look at the earnings reports. Look at how many employees they have. Look at how much they pay their employees. Do the math of from 2012 to now if they had 20 employees.
They've been making their money from drip feeding all the ships.
But if you look at it, that many people over that amount of time getting us, whatever the average pay rate for their artists and engineers and stuff is, right? Because obviously some people get paid more, some people get paid less. You go with an average, and you take how much money that they've in the money intake, and remove the money that they've had to use to pay, even just pay the employees their salaries or whatever.
Do you know how much they're paying on all of those buildings that they've bought and all of those people that
that's
have
what
been hiring?
What I'm trying to say. If you look at just that, they haven't gone much. Like they're pretty on the spot. Then you take into account the building rent, the computers, all the costs.
Going by
they have to buy new computers. They're not much past like they're just, I think they in total at the last time I had looked, they'd only had like, out of that 300 million, they're only at like, I think it was between 15 and 20 million in profit, but they have that reserved for.
So going by your review,
they don't know where. They don't know if they're going to get any more money, or they might have reached the apex of like, okay, everybody that's going to play the game has got an account now, has got some ships if they bought ships, or maybe just the base account. Nobody else is adding any money into the Kickstarter. What we have is what we have. So now they have it in the background, like, hey, we've got 20 mil to finish the game. That's going to provide enough resources, funding for the people that work for them.
Here's the thing: is you got to be careful.
We can run another year or two. We have so many that are going to be like, we have 2 years to get this released. So then, if we have 2 years to get it released, we release it in 2 years. Then we can start making more money off of it because more people. The game will finally be released, and people will start buying stuff in it, which will have more income from the game.
Well, here's the thing:
we can also get rid of a lot of the artists. We can cut staff in half. That cost will go down. We won't need all this extra stuff. Right now, their cost is high because they have a large number of employees, a large number of studios because not everybody is in one studio, one office building. There are offices in like I want to say like 6 or 8 different countries because they'll have like a 6 person, 12 person, 24 person group in one country, but then like another country has people here, another country has people there, another country has people there because they went and found quality people to try to work on it.
Yeah, well, here's the thing: is you got
Well,
to avoid getting too much into theoreticals. Like it's easy to be like, "Oh, I want to believe the best," and oh yeah, a game
Oh
typically
no,
takes a lot of
I'm
money. But look at it like this:
I'm looking. I'm not
going
looking at
from
theoreticals. I'm looking at the facts.
looking at your review,
Their
you
income.
mentioned you compared it to a AAA game. AAA games can take up to 100 to 200 million, and then it'll take some years. And even then, they
Average
still
release
make a
time on a
profit.
AAA game is 3 to 3.5, almost 4 years at most.
Video
There's been a
game
couple. There's been a couple that have taken like 5, but on average, it's 3 to 4 years for a AAA game to be from the initialization to the release is 3 to 4.
a AAA game has video game companies get tax break loops.
2012.
Nice.
They
So
don't have
so
to pay taxes,
they've
and
been in
they can make money from the taxes too.
so they've been in production for 9 years. So they've gone 3 times over the time span of the
Yeah, but
average
if you
game,
if
which
you
is
run a
say
video
3
game
years.
company, you can make money from the government through a tax loop
Yeah, and
and
I'm
not have
not
to pay
getting any.
taxes.
Well, all I know
And
is
I'm going
it's
based off the numbers that I have
and
access to. I,
and it's
who knows
known
who knows what
that
they can get or what they don't. I'm going based
it's
off that.
known that
If they
Roberts and
thought
all of
from
them are make
average.
have drawn in a lot of money from this, more than just a
Well,
few hundred
he
million.
didn't need to even make the game.
That's aside the point.
He
It
didn't
doesn't
need the
stop
money because
Elon.
he'd already made his money
It doesn't
doing
stop Elon Musk from being a
the
scam
other games
artist.
that he made. And it's this thing. It's like you realize this isn't the first game that he's made. He did all the Wing Commander games.
Every game that he's worked on, he's had to have someone behind him push the project, or it never would have got finished.
Yeah, and that's the people that are. They're not somebody behind him. It's the people. Is
Freelancer
like
went through
the
3 publishers or 4.
the people right below him. The people you see on all the videos because you never see Chris Roberts on any of the videos. You see everybody else. Those are the people that are pushing. The people that are trying to get shit done. Yes, Chris Roberts is a problem because he'll be like, "Well, I don't like the way that looks, or I don't like the way that interacts with it." And it's like, Chris, yes, I understand you're doing this because it's the game that you want to make. So everything's got to be to your standards, but at the same time, we as the player base, you need to think about us. And there has been a big change in the last year or so that they have started looking more at like, hey, we've pissed off our player base. Let's try to like appease the player base a little bit more and not Chris Roberts as much because he's not all there. He wants
Yeah,
all the crazy shit, and the player base is like, no, we don't need all that shit. This is what we need. This
and
is what
they're
we want.
don't
This is what
forget
we'll
their
pay for.
blatantly obvious drip feed scam. That's also been a thing. They've had this loop of getting more
I
and
don't
more
know what you
money
mean
out
by
of
drip feed.
people. Oh, I thought you
well
knew.
on Chris Roberts' defense. I can understand. I read an article. He's like a perfectionist. He likes things to be done his way because that's the way he thinks is the right way.
Well, that's
I
aside the
can
point.
understand that because some people are like that.
That's not
Now,
that's not what I'm too worried about. That's not like it's one thing to want to get it done the right way to get it done. That's fine. I respect that. Too many developers just don't even give a shit. Well, let me say that in air quotes because there are a lot of developers that do, but their publishers screw them over and all kinds of other stuff. That's aside the point. What I'm talking about is the way that way that I've noticed that it's been treated, which is probably wrong. I'm probably wrong about all of it. However, what I have noticed is the way that it's been treated what's the word, with money, is it's a scam territory. Like, I understand, oh, we want to do this for our backers, that for our backers, but for the past several, I don't know how many years, it's been a consistent loop of ship drip and other things to try and get people. Well,
And yeah, and that's what I was saying. It's
it's a
like
consistent
he was having
marketing
them.
ploy,
He was having them
and I don't
focus
mean
too
that
much
in a
on like,
good way.
we'll get a, let's get another ship, and it's like there's still ships on the initial release schedule that have still not been released, but then there's all these ships that were not on the release schedule, like the initial like batch of, hey, these are the ships we're going to make for the game. They've
Yeah.
had all these other random ships that are like, hey, we're going to surprise, guys, we're releasing this straight to flyable. We're like, what? We didn't even know about this ship because it's not on the list of ships that she gave us that was supposed to be released. Where, like my Vulture, the Vulture is one of the ones because it's like the base salvage ship.
Uh
Where's the
huh.
Vulture? Why did you give us the Reclaimer, which is this huge ass ship, before you gave us the Reclaim? Why did you give us the Reclaimer before you gave us the Vulture? Why did you give us this before you gave us that? Why are you giving us all these weird ass alien ships when you haven't even released the base ships that we needed? And I found out it was Star Citizen is getting a lot of stuff. They're still focused on Squadron 42, which is the actual game, like the game, single player game.
Well, they
Whatever,
claim that.
as they finish stuff for that, as they finish stuff for that, we'll get we a lot of the ships up to this date have been, hey, we didn't want to let you know what we were releasing because it was for Squadron 42, and we got it done early for Squadron 42 because whatever scene they were doing, they needed it for, so they pushed it through and got it done. So hey guys, guess what? Now there's this ship you didn't even know about we're releasing into the persistent universe.
So
And
here's what I've noted.
a lot of the stuff we get trickle down from Squadron 42, and it's people are always focused like, well, it's not Star Citizen this and Star Citizen that. And it's like, but you do realize that Star Citizen is just an extension of Squadron 42. Squadron 42 is the base game. You're going to be able to play the base game, the solo base game, and that the whole purpose originally was play Squadron 42, do the little single player stuff, complete it. When you complete it, you have the option to go to the persistent universe, to go
Well,
to
you got to
Star
remember,
Citizen
they
after your
started
tour of duty.
they started claiming that after the fact, after it became popular demand and met like their several, what was it, like a million stretch goal or something like that. Anyways, the thing about the ship loop is, this is one of the most basic things. There's more layers to it, but the most basic thing about the ship loop scam is they'll start pulling up a ship or making adjustments to one or releasing one, and then they'll notice that people are upset, starting to quit the game, losing interest. Guess what? We just came out with, guys. We got a new ship, and of course, there's other layers and other things going on with that. But at the most basic level, that's essentially what the ship drip is, to get more people to spend more money on things. Oh, look at this. We're going to have this to happen. Oh, what's that? You're going to spend more money for this insurance system that doesn't even actually exist, or may not even exist. We don't even acknowledge its existence in interviews. And and uh it's just a perpetual state of getting as much money as they can out of everything, as far as the marketing has been doing. Their intentions, well, obviously they got to have money, but their intentions and what they're doing, or what they claim to be doing, it all doesn't add up entirely. But I understand. But that's essentially what the ship drip loop of one part of the whole diorama of it is about. People start losing interest, and then they start getting buzz about new ships or making ship changes or whatever to get in more people that want to spend money on it. Because it's kind of like a what's in the box kind of situation. If you create the proper mystery, you can get people to pay for almost anything more than half the time. Like last night I was talking to someone and they're like, there's a ship that they've been waiting for years to come out, and they're like, yeah, it's gonna be the best. And I'm like, sure. You don't even have it. Because they were talking as if the ship was out and they've already played it and they got interested in it, and that's why they wanted to buy it. But it hasn't even been in the game ever. And I felt sad for them. But that's just kind of how it is.
User entered your channel.
You can't fail.
Oh.
Every day. Every day. This time my internet company. So
Damn
it's a
Comcast.
freaking amazing.
So Galahad, basically, I was telling Nordic that the ship loop basically works like this: people start losing a lot of interest in the game. They start making promises and changes and creating buzz about ships and or adding a new ship, and to get more money out of it. And it's one of the basic layers of a multi-layered facet when it comes to this kind of thing. I don't have the
Well,
memory to put it all back together mentally right now. I'm kind of running on bare minimum food right now, so my brain process is kind of not too
well,
great.
it's kind of hard to say because just like me, some people bought the package.
I'm just saying what they're
Just
doing,
the
not their
basic.
intentions, but it is pretty scam worthy.
Well, it is. It's pretty basic. My package. It was the Aurora that I bought, and basically that's it. They can see that. Now there are people that go way overboard. I know some guy. I was talking to somebody. He
Zen
got the
spent
game.
almost $1,000 on the game. Zen,
Same. I have almost that much
Yeah.
subscription.
See,
and you know what he bought? He bought the Hercules because it was part of the recent drip feed.
you see that there was a guy here. There was his first day. We got together. His name was Crash Boy. So he started playing. He liked
I
the
ain't
game
seen him
so
in a
much.
while.
Right. That's what I was gonna get to that point.
He ain't even messaged me on Discord. I tried hitting him up one day.
Right. So he bought the package. He bought the Aurora package, or whatever, and started. He liked the game so much that and then he went over to that convention they had in Babbage. He saw all the goodies in there and everything. The very next day, he went out and he spent $2,000 on this game. And guess what? I have not seen that guy in game for over a month.
Yeah, after
1.5
right
months.
after he got it, like a day or two, he just quit.
Yes. I
We
just
ain't
don't know
seen
if
him, heard from him. I see him on Discord, but he just won't talk to me. He won't even say hi. And
you
I
see
tried
him
just
where.
yesterday. I see him on a
Where
messaging thing, but he never like says anything. He's always on it, but he never replies to me or nothing.
is on where?
Uh, Discord.
Oh, on Discord. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't really use
Anyhow,
Discord. I don't use it a whole lot. I messaged him
yeah, I
yesterday and
know.
he didn't say nothing to me. I'm like, "Hey man, how you doing?" And I got like a whole list of me saying hi to him for like the past like 4 months.
Right. So I don't know what happened. Maybe he just made a mistake with the game, went out and spent all that money. The very next day, he went out and bought a Hercules, the C2, bought a tank,
Buyer's
He,
some
he,
other
remorse.
stuff.
him or he.
You know,
It was a he.
People that don't like, yeah, they don't like. Some people don't like TeamSpeak, and maybe he was like he started playing and he found somebody else to play with,
No, like he hasn't been on the game at all. Like he's on our
no,
friends
yes,
list
I
in the
have.
game.
Unless he changed his name.
yeah, he
He
could have changed
didn't.
his name. He could have unfriended you. He could have
He, unless
made
he
another
changed his
account.
name. Because I changed my name once too. You know, you have that option to change your name. So I
Yeah.
went ahead and changed. I picked the game. I picked the name
He's
that I
still in
have
he's
now. So
still
I
in
can
my
use.
friends list and he has the same name. You can look at your offline friends.
I'm saying maybe he when he bought his chips, maybe he changed his name.
I think he got buyer's remorse because he got jumped into it too quick.
All I
Because it
know
was a
is
new
these
and
people.
shiny
But
thing.
that's the thing. Like I know a bunch of people who are kind of in the same boat that I'm in.
That's one of the
They buy ships. They buy ships. They have those ships. Then they just like okay, I'm not going to play the game until the ship's out. like I played what I want to play up till now. I'm gonna pre-buy those ships, so I have them for when they're released or when the game's released, and they just have a stockpile. Like there's one of the guys in the org that I'm part of.
Yeah, and it's kind of
He's got
ridiculous.
an Idris, he's got a Kraken, he's got
Now, a
a
lot of these ships
Polaris,
are
he's got
cost a
a
lot of
he's like
damn
all
money.
the he's got all the big ships. He's got one of every one of them. He sat there and was like, okay, they're gonna go on sale. There's only X number available. I gotta
There's
be in there and buy them. So he's gone in and he's bought all the big ships.
there's a lot
But
of
none of the big ships you can fly right now. So he's like, I have them whenever the game has them in game.
yeah. There's a lot of games that are being worked on with a passion, are actually being worked on, and that could really use some of that money these people are throwing at this game. And
But see, at the
that's
same
just the
time,
thing. There's a lot of
I've
games that scam people like this
yeah,
because of how they play
I've
their
looked at a lot of
marketing.
games that are a lot of games that are out or a lot of games that are going to be coming out, and in comparison, I can see what it is. They're doing the honeypot thing. It's like no game is better than this game. No game has as good a graphics or is going to be as in depth, which draws a lot of people in.
Star Citizen does the same thing.
No, that's what I'm saying, because that's what Star Citizen's doing.
But that's
I don't.
but not
I don't
every
see,
not every
I don't
early
see,
access in progress game I've seen says that though.
No, but
And
I
a lot of them
haven't
have been
seen,
released, but they haven't gotten.
But they're not the same quality. I keep track of things in the same genre. Nothing has come close. Nothing has come to the same level of even what's promised to what's actually released. Like stuff gets released and it's like, oh, I mean, the graphics aren't bad, but there's no gameplay, or there's gameplay but the graphics are trash, or
right now
it's ships but there's no on foot stuff, or there's on foot stuff but no ships, or there's no combination.
Have you ever
stuff,
played Parkin 2?
I've never even heard of it, and I look at stuff all the time.
Yeah, Parkin 2 does all the above. I don't know what your standard for graphics are though, but it's not a voxel game. You can go on the ground, go in the air. You could board ships.
Like realistic.
Hmm? You can land on planets too.
Like good quality graphics.
I don't remember. It's been a while since I played it.
Star Citizen, at least, if not better. Not blocky, not cell shaded, not.
I don't really like Star Citizen's graphics that much. I don't think they're any good.
I wish character customization was better. I wish it wasn't just some sliders to mix between two faces. No body sliders. You got like a handful of skin colors, a handful of hair colors, a handful of hairs.
When I look at Star Citizen's graphics, it just feels like a mess to me. But some of it does look neat, though.
I mean, like Black
Desert. But here's the thing: is though,
pretty good graphics, but it's gaming system for like Black Desert is just over the top complicated, and it's like, okay, you need a balance between like good graphics, not overly complicated, because not everybody is a hardcore gamer that's going to play the meta and want to know all these specific things. There's a lot of people that just want to play the game, and when you make the game so complicated that it's damn near impossible for a new person to properly play the game, when you put in that PvP has to be part of the game, you're like, oh, okay. And so like with
what do you mean? That's Star Citizen. You sound like you described Star Citizen just now. You talking about that, or?
Right. I was talking about Black Desert, which.
But I don't have. I wasn't forced into PvP in Black Desert. I wasn't random player killed like I do in Star Citizen.
You didn't go to certain areas then, because there's certain areas where
I explored
you don't get a choice. You get to a certain level and you go to certain areas and you don't get a choice. You go into that area, you're auto flagged, and you could be fighting monsters, not even doing PvP, but because you're in that area, anybody can come gank you. And that's the thing, like with Star Citizen, people are like, oh, what's PvP this and PvP that? Well, right now, or even when the game releases, unless you're playing the arena, the ship arena or the like Star Marine or whatever it's called, the PvP like player versus player first person shooter arenas. Star Citizen itself is not set up, not meant to be a PvP game.
Right. You made a
It's
good
going
point
to
right
be,
there.
oh, you want to be a pirate? You want to go kill people? Well, you're going to have a shit ton of consequences just for killing or damaging one person. The game is meant for PvE with if you get to the point where you can self-support yourself, have your own base or whatever, and you want to go do piracy stuff and not get caught, where you have to be that good, cool, go for it. But just know that your bounty is going to get to the point after you kill a couple people that you're going to have every motherfucker in the galaxy coming after your ass, killing you, and then guess what? Not only are they going to get paid to kill you, you're going to go to the prison system, and you're going to have your character's going to be stuck in that prison for months. You're not going to be able to play anything in the game for months because you chose to be
That
a
is
pirate. Like
that is very true. Do you
I
know why?
accidentally killed somebody. We were in like fighting at like two separate groups. We're fighting fighting versus an NPC, a PVE situation. Your group's there, another group's there. You accidentally like crossfire and you end up killing because like maybe the NPC damaged them to the point like your round was the round that killed them, like blew the ship up. Well, you get the crime stat. Hey, that's an accident, but
And you get
you still
bounty
got a
hunters
bounty
coming
from it.
after you
Yeah, you
too.
get a bounty on you. But if that happens, it's like, okay, the system's going to be in place where like, oh, well, you only did that much damage. Yeah, you ended up killing it, but you only did that much damage. So here, your sentence isn't as harsh as somebody who like did all the damage and killed the person.
Well,
So you're
it's very true on
oh
that.
you're gonna be in here for a day or two or a week.
No,
Or somebody who did all the damage blew
you
the
need,
ship
you
up.
need
You're gonna be in
listen to this. It's
weeks.
very true what you're saying. This game was not made for the PvP because I have somebody in game right now. He's looking for me to kill me. You know why? Because PO used to be a haven for pirates. You sit over there, they come and kill you. Well, I start facing them, and I found out one thing: they are not that good. So I killed one guy. He came in, started shooting, and I went after him. I start facing, and I killed the guy. Well, guess what? That guy he spent 96 hours in prison.
Yeah,
So he couldn't play the game for almost a week.
yeah, because
Now
he'd
he's
probably
gonna
killed a
think
bunch of people.
twice
He
to
probably
do
went
it
and killed a
again.
bunch of people that were brand new, that had just gotten in the game, got the ship
Right.
taken off, and he was waiting outside the protective area and immediately kills them because they have no skill. And he's like, "Well, if
Right.
I kill all these people, I got all this skill." Like, no, that's like that's like saying you can sword fight, but you're fighting babies with swords. Like you're an adult fighting a child with a sword.
Right.
You're going to kill the child. The child has no experience.
No,
Wait until
that's
they get
true.
some experience.
Fa- Face them, they use the tactic that every newbie uses, which is the hit and high speed run. High speed hit and run.
And it's
That's
usually missiles.
old
I'm gonna
tactic
run
that
in.
newbies
I'm
use.
gonna fire a couple missiles at them. It's gonna
Yeah,
blow them up, and I'm gonna run away.
that's it.
That's not dogfighting.
Yeah, that's how they do it.
Go come in.
I
Hey,
mean, of
I'm
course,
gonna
I got
shoot
a
some machine guns at you.
Mm-hmm.
You to face me.
I
Now
use
we're
the
in a
restroom.
let's see who actually wins in a dogfight. Not in a hit and run. You're not a good pilot if you
right.
do a hit and run. You're a good pilot if you can
Yeah,
aggravate somebody into a dogfight.
but
They commit to the
that's
dogfight,
the
and then you
tactic
take
they
them out.
use. It.
Then you're a good pilot.
That's the tactic they use. You can see they all have a hurricane, which is a very fast ship, and they have the Buccaneer, which he has is also fast ship and has a size five, size four, size five weapons. All right, but if you face them on a PvP, I guarantee you knock them down because I'm not really not that good player. I just use tactics. That's simple. I use my tactics, and that's all it takes. Hit and run don't get you nowhere. Only gonna get the other guy mad because now you can hit the other guy yesterday. He was at Idris over there at he killed me there, but I couldn't even turn my ship to face him because he was going so fast. And he passes by you, couple of shots. Your shots go down. He passes by you again, a couple of more shots, and that's it. That's not a game
No, that's
playing.
not
That's not playing
dogfighting.
the game. That's just being
That's just
stupid.
being, yeah, like, oh,
Yeah,
you can't be as good as me.
yeah,
No, I can't be as good as you because I'm not that stupid. I'm not gonna just hit and run people. Like, okay, maybe in a PVE thing, like it might be a tactic because you just want to kill the NPC. But if you're like, let's see who's a better pilot, I'm gonna aggravate you and get you to dogfight with me. Then fucking dogfight somebody.
man, it pisses me
You
off
use your
because
guns, not your missiles.
yeah,
Use the things. Get into a friggin' tumbly dogfight, close range, and see who fucking wins. Not full speed, fly by, shoot, run away, shoot, run away, shoot, run away. That's not. I mean, yeah, it's a tactic. It doesn't mean it's a good tactic or a honorable tactic.
I am a mouse and keyboard. I cannot beat these guys with dual sticks and pedals and all that stuff.
See,
And
that's the thing.
you know what I mean?
I thought the same thing. I had only was doing mouse and keyboard. I went to dual sticks. Same shit would happen.
Yeah,
It's just
really.
they're what we call sweaty boys because they spend every fucking waking moment they can doing exactly that, fighting and perfecting their hit and run tactic or whatever tactic they use. They have thousands upon thousands of hours in game dog fighting or fighting in their ships, and it's just like you're a sweaty boy because you feel like you need to be the best at this PvP in a game that's not a PvP game.
Right. You see, right now I'm learning. Like I said, I'm playing the game because I want to learn the mechanics. So I bought a Sentinel. I'm trying to figure out how it works. I pretty much know how it works, but it's a good ship because once the shoot goes down, the EMP goes on. Guess what? He's dead in the water. He can do nothing. He can shoot you. He can move. He can do nothing. He has about 10, 15. You have about 10, 15 seconds to kill him, and that's what I want to do. I want to do. I, you know, I did that so bad one time that I was right at PO, faced one guy, and I activated the EMP, and everybody around me got scanned. And some people, two people charged me for no reason because I really didn't mean for them, but I didn't know that. See, these are the things that you have to learn in game. Once you learn the tactics, the real meaning of the game. You made a good point. This is not a PvP game. It's not a freelancer where you get a bunch of guys together, form a gang, go fight another system, get together on Saturday night and let's fight. That game, this game is not for it. It's not it. It's a strategic game that involves economy, fighting wars, and all that stuff. Which which I kind of agree with that. That's why probably it's taking so long this thing because they're trying to make as real as possible.
Well, air quotes real. I don't know about you, but if I'm trying to get the hell into my seat, if I'm trying to get out of my seat, I'm not trying to take my time like I got knee problems and checking
I
my
know.
time.
And Bill Gates already calling me. "Are you gonna eat or what? Get off the computer." Yeah, one of these days. Yeah.
I like to make this joke about Star Citizen because it takes a while to do basic things, which falls into this fallacy of video games and realism. So what happened is when you go to set down in your ship, you have you pull the chair out. You gotta it turns around or you go to set in it, but you lean back slowly like as if you got arthritis in your knees or something. And then after that, you check your watch for about I don't know 5 seconds, and then the game releases control to you. But that's not until after it takes a second to scoot the chair back up.
Well, I agree with that. There are a few things that it didn't need it to. That doesn't have to be like gonna sit on your seat. You click sit. That's it. Just sit. You don't need it to show, turn around, and this and that. Yeah, I agree with that. Some certain things they have gone overboard. No question about that. I don't see the reason. For instance, now a lot of people are complaining about because they reduce the firepower. You cannot shoot forever anymore. Now you run out of bullets. It's not just ballistic. You have energy, no problem. Energy they'll recharge, but if you keep shooting, you run out. Then you gotta wait a few seconds to recharge. That I can understand that. But this thing that I don't know. You get into the ship, and then you click, and then you turn around, and then you sit, and then the ship turns around or go up, just like it was the case with Cut was
Yeah,
flying.
sometimes the seat has to raise. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
so there are a few things that they went overboard for no reason. Really, we can deal without it. That's no question about that. But other than that, I think if this game ever releases, it's gonna be a good game. If he ever releases, now who knows if that's gonna happen. But my father once said, "Enjoy the moment
That's
because
what I'm
tomorrow is
trying to
gonna be
focus
better."
on because I honestly don't really care so much about the game per se. But
Yeah.
if I'm gonna get to enjoy to do stuff with you guys, then I might as well just focus on that because I
Yeah.
honestly I don't like it. I don't like Star Citizen a whole lot because there's nothing really to do, but it tries to pretend that I'm not saying like there's not a whole lot to do,
Well, yeah, I
but
agree with that. There's not
but
really
it,
much to
it's
do
it's
at
it's
all.
one of those games where you just gotta do. So the only reason to play the game would be to play with you guys, basically. Because I can try and do things on my own, but there's especially with this new update, you can't do a whole lot on your. You can't do as much on your own.
Right. Yeah.
Especially with the debuff that they give to
Well,
ships
there
now.
is. Yeah, there isn't really much to do. I mean, it's kind of get boring. The only thing that it really keeps me going is bounty hunting because I get to practice PvP. I was able to do one thing before. Now I cannot do it anymore. I gotta figure out how I'll go back and do it again. But and then I found out the mechanics of it have changed because a hammerhead is not supposed to be destroyed by a warden, a single ship, a single fighter. They changed the mechanics on that. Okay, I understand that because it's, in the real life, really, you can
I
a
think
fighter
that
cannot
I
mount.
think that takes away agency because if you manage to outsmart it, why wouldn't you be able to eventually wear it down?
Well, you see, on the real life, really, a fighter cannot kill a gunboat. There's no way you can do it.
Oh what?
They have all those turrets, they have all those big guns, and all you have is one machine gun. That's it.
Okay,
How could
okay.
they kill
Let
a
me let me
gunboat?
rephrase that. If I'm fighting something and it's got 300 machine guns, but I moved and they can't aim, that's their problem. It's the same thing with like real life examples. PT boats taking on destroyers, airplanes taking on destroyers. Yeah, it can take they can take them down eventually, but if they get
Oh yeah,
hit, they get
there's so
hit, and
many
if
of
they
them.
don't, they
Yes.
don't. It's kind of like that in my head. It's like if I can manage to get the jump and take care of all that stuff, why shouldn't I be able to? Why shouldn't I be rewarded for my efforts? Instead of a developer meddling saying, nope, you shouldn't be able to do that because reasons, even though it just doesn't sound right to me. That's all.
What happened to my mouse? Man, this bullshit. No, it's fucking mouse now keep. I think this thing is going bad. Where'd it go? Where's the host? There's one. Yeah, I think I have one of those. You hear the fan, one of those bass for the laptop, and it has four USBs. I think those USB is going bad because every now and then my mouse freezes up. So I
Well,
switch it around,
you really
starts
shouldn't be
working
putting
again.
your mouse into the cooling board for your laptop. You should have the mouse going directly into your laptop and have other peripherals. Those USB ports on those cooling docks and stuff are supposed to be for like, oh, I have a light, or I have this, or I have this thing that needs
Well,
power, but not directly connect to the computer for communication.
Yeah, I feel you.
you see, what happened is this laptop is fairly new. These new laptops, they only come. This one, for instance, only came with one USB port. That's it.
So then
You
what
know.
you do,
So
if it came with one, you get a USB hub, because then that'll still have full power and full communication. So you do the USB hub into the computer, and then you can plug the cooling dock into the USB hub, your mouse into the USB hub. The hub will power
Shit, that's a
the
good idea.
cooling port, and the mouse will still have full power and communication to communicate with the computer.
Yeah,
That laptop board is not meant
well,
for communicating. That I had one and I had the same issues. I was like, oh well, it's
you know
two
what?
extra ports on the side. What? Well, I could just plug my mouse into it, and then I kept having issues in games because I was like, why is my mouse fucking up?
Well, you know what? I happen to have one right here that I've been using it, and I just switched it. I never thought of that. That's actually a pretty good idea. Got a little hubby here with 4 ports, and that's all I need. You know. And I'll get my mouse things out of there. I'll
Jeez,
put it back in
Galahad.
here,
I love his
and
narration.
that's it.
Yeah. That's it. What about the
Okay.
rest?
I got this hub has 4 ports. The laptop came just with one. You know, that's amazing. I couldn't believe on that. And I'll connect all the my phone charge and I'll keep it there. You know, it's okay with me. But I never thought of that idea. It seems to be working fine. Anyhow, guys, I gotta go eat because I'm getting hungry. And the old lady's screaming down there. Are you gonna eat or what? Mm. Yeah, I'll go down. I'll see you guys in about half an hour or so.
Okay. Hammer's texting me. Hey, Nordic.
What's up?
Jabalaba ding bong.
Shamalama ding dong.
No. Pizza time. Pizza sounds good right now.
You were like my 6-year-old, always wanting pizza.
It's my life. Of course, I I have my moments where I just don't want any. rarely. But that's just temporary, of course. Pizza, pizza, pizza. My aunt's second son, when he was a little boy, he would say peepa instead of pizza. He called it peepa. I wish I didn't think of that. Hey Nordic,
What's up?
I like pickles.
I love pickles.
You know, I need to revisit Parkin because I haven't been there in a while. I tried to play it back when I couldn't play, so I never really got to pick up very far. But I did learn that I learned some interesting things about it at the time. Man, this Michigan map is interesting, isn't it, Nordic? The Alaska one's slippery though. Mm. I've had a custom map someone made to Nordic. It's called Highway Holland. It has 3 regions and a bunch of tasks, and it's mostly streets and stuff. Interesting, right? Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, Nordic, there's other things that we can do. My head hurts too bad, so I can't think very well. So you're gonna have to help me out on that. Okay.
I'll try.
You want to know what my favorite character in Black Desert Online is? The donkey mount. I made like 4 characters. I've been actually thinking about going back to the game, but I don't want to go back alone though. I wanted to try out some more of the stuff. Because at the time I was trying it, it was extremely painful to do anything on the computer. What I did is I rigged up the game to work with a controller by using the Steam overlay settings.
User in your channel timed out.
Nordic. Nordic. Why would you do this to me?
User entered your channel.
Oh shoot, Nordic.
My internet crashed.
Hey, let me try something with you real quick. I forgot to try it earlier. Okay, I guess my dramatic yelling of Nordic wasn't for nothing then. Right?
You were yelling it?
Yeah. I went Nordic. I'm gonna try and I forgot. This is part of the reason why I forgot to do that. I forgot to try to do the invite method.
Okay.
I forgot to test it. I was trying to remember earlier what I was supposed to be doing. Well, I just remembered. I'm gonna throw myself off this cliff and see if I can swing from a tree. Whee! Uh-oh, it didn't work. Did you get a Steve message?
Nope.
Okay, give me a sec. All right, I'll try again. How's that? Anyways, Nordic, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, I spammed the invite thing to you, so I don't know if you got it or not, Steam. But there's, I want to play something with you. So, but I don't. But my head kind of hurts, and I'm trying to snack a little bit. So could you maybe remind me? I don't remember what you got. What's wrong?
I don't know what to do.
Well, I'll go to your profile then. I haven't played a whole lot of the expansion of Phantasy Star,
You could.
so I'm really low level on that.
Oh yeah. I think I'm still pretty low too, because I haven't really played with.
Yeah, I was hoping to play with Neil or somebody, but I wound up just playing Halo with him. Fantasy bar. Gonna drink myself to death. Fantasy jar. Gonna trap the fairies because they're big giant fleshlights. Or some weird ass shit. Right, Hammer? I mean, Nordic?
User entered your channel.
I am very, very exhausted, Q.
Why are you exhausted?
My body woke me up at 7 o'clock this morning.
Oh, I know how you
Well, 1
feel.
in the morning. So I'm fucking exhausted. I'm sweating.
Almost every night consists of me waking up heavy breathing because I'm so hot I'm sweating. And I keep waking up because of nightmares and other things, and I can't stay comfortable enough to fall asleep fast enough, so I end up losing out on sleep because of that too.
Yeah, Nordic, it'll be 2 p.m. your time. That works. For you?
2 p.m. tomorrow?
Yes.
What's 2 p.m. tomorrow? What's 2 p.m. tomorrow? You guys,
A game we're going to play tomorrow.
Yeah, which you don't have, Q, which you should get.
well, it's not my fault you guys make deals behind my back.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Me and Nordic have planned this for years. I'm joking, no, we've planned it for ages. Because I need to get back into gaming with Nordic, because I feel bad.
What game? What game?
Aliens fighting on it, there we go. See, my brain is just like, what?
Yeah, I don't have any money. I'm not going to be buying anything anytime soon. In a long time. Sorry. By the way, Silver, there's been things that you and I were supposed to have been doing for months now. But then, oh boy, look, a new game. Then I just stop existing.
Oi, don't fucking start getting pissy with me.
I do what I want.
I don't fucking care.
I'm eating some potato chips. What are you doing? What's all that weird ass noise? Hello?
It's Silver's keyboard.
Sorry, my fault.
What?
Typing, oh, fuck off. What time did I say? 9, wasn't it?
What about 9?
What about you?
Hmm?
I wasn't talking to you.
Yeah, figures.
You know, things about you. Just give me a heads up, right? Why is it decided to? Why is it decided no? You're meant to be. Okay. That works.
All right, I'm back.
Hey, come back. So what's up, Silver? You just wanted to come here and just say hi and taunt me?
No, you wanted me in TeamSpeak, so I'm here.
Oh,
Much as I don't want to be right now because I'm fucking exhausted.
well then go to sleep.
Oh, thank you. I'm not going to be able to sit now.
Huh?
But yeah, Nordic, I've tried every energy drink ever since, and nothing keeps me awake anymore. I had four monsters today.
I
In the
wanted to
space
talk.
of an
I,
hour just before. So I had three just before I started the stream, and then obviously the one in the stream, and
I
that was
wanted to
it.
talk to you and do things with you, Silver, but I
I'm
guess you're too
exhausted,
busy
kid.
talking to other people
No,
and
I was
ignoring
streaming.
me.
No, I was streaming. There's a difference.
It's a lie.
Oi, oi, oi.
You talking to me?
What?
Hmm.
User entered your channel.
Have returned.
Hi, John.
Sorry.
Nice to hear you, Austin.
You almost sound like how I feel right now.
Hmm?
You sound almost how I feel right now.
I feel super exhausted. I felt exhausted for the past 4 fucking days.
What you been doing?
Working fucking 14-hour shifts and it killed me.
Yeah. I have been having horrible fucking nights as it is, tossing and turning. Have you ever
Yep. I keep waking up
detail by detail remember the
having
fucking same
nightmares. I
words
didn't fall asleep till like
and the
6 or
same
7 in the
thing
morning.
over and over?
I laid around for like 5 hours.
I've been having the
I
same
tried to
dreams the
sleep for five
past
hours.
2 weeks now. Which is really cramming my fucking brain, man. Usually when a dream, or whatever you like to call it, repeats itself. Detail by detail, every fucking night. Over and over. Don't you think your mind will start fucking thinking something's up? My dreams are about my high school sweetheart. I've been having the same dream for 2 weeks. Harsh.
I'm updating Fantasy Star Nordic. Okay.
Yeah, your stream's gone off. Well, there's no game on the screen.
Good. I'll have enough to make you wait on my amazing power.
Right, because I could just leave.
Don't underestimate my power.
You there are people in this chat right here that they're mentally not really ready for the craziness.
Who's
That's
that?
one of them.
Who would that be?
Stop him being silly. Okay?
Yeah, I just can't be fucked tonight. It's just.
Like, he's 4 days straight, freaking nonstop, or you know how many days. Work. I know how that feels. Me, I've had 2 weeks of the same fucking dream every night, nonstop. Same
That's fucking
details.
horrible. I've had that before. That's horrible.
Yeah, the horrible part is my high school sweetheart. I know her name completely as it is. I still remember it today. She always wanted to be called Misha, not Malisha, which is what her actual name is because she's Filipino. Yeah. Both her parents are Filipino.
John was a
She's American.
stalker.
No, this is my high school sweetheart. High school sweetheart, you've done a lot of shit with, man. At first, you thought that would be your lover for the rest of your life. That's why it's called a high school sweetheart. Most of those crash and burn once you get into college, so. Some become, married. Mine, unfortunately, was a really bad thing because I was saving her from my mom. My crazy ass fucking. So, yeah, having the same dream about the same person over and over and over, fucking starting to wear my fucking mind down, man. And I can't help it. I can't stop it. Yeah, I'm like, oh, I don't want to listen. I don't want to have this type of dream. I want to have this type of dream. No, I can't do that. No one can. It's like one of those type of dreams you wake up and you're like, oh, this just feels so fucking exhausted and tired. I don't even want to get up. Stay in bed, go back to sleep, and say, fuck it. I don't want to deal with it anymore. This is why I get on sometimes early and get off because I'm going back to bed. Like some people say, oh, you're having the same dream over and over for the past 2 weeks. You should go see a psychiatrist or something. I'm like, that won't help me. That
No.
won't help for shit. Oh, they should put
Psychiatrists are
that
for
won't help either.
quitters. Fucking losers.
That's what the
I'm
VA
just
had
joking.
said, that I should go and talk to a counselor about it and all that stuff. And I'm like, I still have done that, and it hasn't helped. I know if my Grammy was around, she would probably help me with it. She'd probably tell me what's wrong.
I hope Seth can help me with that other card.
Yep. Out of all the people in the world that's passed away in my life so far, there's only one motherfucker that I actually miss that died to this day, and will always miss her. That's my granny.
Whoop whoop.
My grandma's boy.
Represent.
What? My granny was my grandma, my grandpa, my mom, my pops, best friend. I couldn't trust anyone else in the family to be like that. Hell, she was my confidant for crying out loud. And I said, on my mind, that's the person I talk to. If it's bugging me, the person I talk to. Or if I get an odd fucking ideal in my head and all that stuff, and I just talk to her, she's either like, well, that's a good ideal, or that's a really fucked up ideal. Or should just straight up freaking just sidewipe my ass as it is with any idea that I think that she thinks it's just, yeah, not for you. And when I told her I was thinking about going and doing voice acting, she said, no, not even.
Why not?
No
I wanted
chance.
to do voice acting.
The pressure, stress. I'm not allowed to be stressed.
I'm not either, but I just want to learn how to read, damn it.
You already know how to read. Didn't your ass got taught that shit in school? Did your mama and daddy ever teach your ass how to read? Granny, grandpa, anyone? Before I even hit fucking elementary, my ass was freaking already reading fucking novel books to my grandma, but hey. Of course, she had me doing it because I was speaking Spanish first.
How about this, Silver? How's this?
This is new.
So, I have actually been walking around my apartment complex with my pup, kind of dressed all raggedy as it is, like a bum, just steep what people would do. And they look at me and they look at the dog, they just deal with the dog, they don't fuck with me. I'm like, well, that's how I feel, that's how it is, huh? But if someone looks on, like, they're on the raggy side, people will fucking totally ignore them.
Yeah.
But it's bullshit stuff, yeah, I was And because this apparently community I live in prides themselves on, community. And I'm all like, well, how is it a community if the person who lives here decides to, wears a little bit raggy clothes
Mm-hmm.
and all that stuff, doesn't mean they're a bum. Dirty and stuff like that. I have one shirt I've been wearing for the past few days, outside and all that stuff. I take it off, but it's got it's holy. It's fucking the sleeves are. I cut those things right off.
I'm doing okay. My head hurts, but I'm trying to distract myself by listening to you and messing around with tapes and stuff. This one, well, aside from War Thunder, I sometimes play a game called IL-2 Sturmbank, but there's a tank crew expansion for it, so I play around with the tank crew. Pizza boys. Come on, kitty. Let's get down. America. Silver, what's up?
Alright.
Hey, Nordic. It's almost done updating, Nordic, okay?
I also obviously it sounds like pretty fun. That's what it sounds like. No? Very well. All the years past.
Silver? Is Silver still here? Or did he die? I need more pencils. I'm gonna show you real crying in a minute. I'm gonna show you real crying in a minute. Oh boy. I like chicken wings and Oreo cookies. What are these guys driving up the railroad for? Hey, Silver. Hey, Silver. Hey, Silver. Hey, Silver. Hey, Silver. Hey, Silver.
Sleep.
Hey, Silver.
Hey, wake up.
Okay, Nordic. See you when you get back. What's a lure on? Erica needs a shave in her balls. I don't know what that means, Nordic. Is that the server name? Getting me.
Kette gerissen.
Hey, wake up.
Hier ist, das Getriebe ist beschädigt. Hier ist, Steuerung beschädigt. Hier ist, linke Kette gerissen. Hier ist, rechte Kette gerissen.
Hey, wake up. Hey, wake up.
Give me that fucking chili, bitch! Put it inside my body. Put it inside me. I need it.
Hier ist, Udo
I
beschädigt.
need
Hier ist,
it.
Udo beschädigt.
Where's it? I'm so sick inside of it. We're gonna people are gonna throw me out of here for being too awesome. Yeah, mix that shit up. Fucking piece of shit. Ah, yes. 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 Give me that sloppy goodness.
It's so hot. I can't breathe.
Hi.
Yes, das Getriebe ist beschädigt. Yes, Steuerung beschädigt. Yes, Motor beschädigt. Yes, Motor beschädigt. Yes, Feuer, wir brennen.
You wanna hear something funny that I learned in the real life world?
Yes, linke
Mexico
Kinderkehre.
is not real. It's just part of my imagination.
Pendejo. Junior Pendejo. That be you.
Hey, don't make fun of my
Mr.
nickname.
Pendejo.
I could be
Mr. Pendejo.
Ben Dejo all I want, bitch.
You know what that means, right?
It means I'm lovely.
No, it means
It
you're
means
idiot.
I'm your good friend, like Cheech
Alright,
Marin
fool.
said.
Alright, you're a fool, but alright, Pendejo.
Yes, rechte Kinderkehre.
Bendejo means my good friend.
Pendejo, cabrón. Those are two that does not mean friend. Gotcha. That's a friend. Buddy. Buenos dias, muchachos, huh? What up, bud? How much what did he say? No.
beschädigt.
I'm gonna use the restroom. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I've seen that too. I've seen a little plaque.
Hier ist Motor beschädigt. Hier ist Steuerung beschädigt.
It is time. It is time. It's time. I need a weapon. Get down there, you stupid cannon. Fucking piece of shit. Love you so much.
Talk too much crap, man. Talk too much crap.
Excuse you, John. I don't talk crap, alright?
Yeah, nine, no.
You gotta learn the difference between talking shit and just being silly. That's why you got more girlfriends than I do. Because you're just cool. I'm lame.
Nigga, I have more female friends than you because the fact that I'm just cooler than you. That's it. That's all. You gotta come out of your comfort zone sometimes, man. Trust me. Women love it when you get out of your comfort zone. They get to watch you squirm.
Hier ist Motor beschädigt. Hier ist
John has fetishes.
Steuerung beschädigt.
I do too. Nothing like putting someone in a sewer.
Hier ist Feuer. Wir
No,
brennen.
I'm just talking in general. That's how female are.
Getriebe ist beschädigt. Hier ist Steuerung beschädigt.
Fucking cruel and shit. You have no intention of bringing the nice guy back.
Linke Kette gehalten.
Then you always lie. Where's the nice guy at?
Hier ist. Wir verlieren Kraftstoff. Achtung. Feuergefahr. Hier
Killed him.
ist Motor beschädigt.
Session is a nice
Hier
guy.
ist
If there is, we all
Wir
know.
brennen.
nice guys. You know, they always say nice guys finish last. I'm like, yeah, but those nice guys end up being the motherfucker that's your job, that's your boss. Yeah. Just watch. You're gonna be picking on that nice guy the whole time until you realize that nice guy's your job at the end. Boss. And he'll be looking at you, see, nice guy, do finished first.
Hier ist Motor beschädigt. Hier ist Motor beschädigt.
I got a Tigger. E-I double G. Is anybody here? Silver ditched us. Fucking prick. I just love him so much. I want him to touch my arms and have my children. I'm a super freak. Get downy, the bitches.
Moisture in the fucking air. You don't.
Was that? Was that John? John?
What do you want, you twat?
Yes. Yes, John.
What do you want, you twat?
I don't know. I just want a satisfying rod.
I said twat.
Yes, das Getriebe ist beschädigt. Yes, Steuerung beschädigt.
E-W-A-T, twat.
Ark's defenders. Please prepare for deployment. Can you hear me? As you may have heard, I've confirmed the appearance of several dolls. It appears that their primary target is our precious mining rig. As you'd guess, the mining rig is how we excavate minerals from the earth. Excavated materials are used for city maintenance and to create equipment for Ark's defenders. The mining rig is absolutely essential to our fight against the dolls. We usually operate it while carefully monitoring dolls' activity, but it's not uncommon for us to be detected like this. There are currently some Ark's defenders guarding it, but it looks like it's going to be a fairly large-scale attack and a difficult battle. So, I wanted you to participate in today's defensive measures as well. We're counting on you.
Oh, you're here. Let's both do our best. You can have this, if you like. Bye-bye! Thanks for stopping by. Come on in.